Good morning, everyone. Thank you for your patience. I'm Krista Karcher, the PR manager for the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office. We've asked you all here today to announce some new developments in the homicide case of 16-year-old Jayden Livingston, who died on Saturday, May the 2nd, 2026. Speaking this morning will be Corporal Amber McBride, who will be giving you details on the case. Also, Sheriff Bobby F. Kimbrough, Jr., Chief William Penn of the Winston-Salem Police Department, and District Attorney Jim O'Neill. Excuse me. After everyone speaks, we will have some time for limited questions. Please keep in mind that this is an open case, and we won't be able to answer everything, so please be mindful with that when you're developing your questions. Corporal McBride.
I'm Corporal McBride with Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, and I work in the Investigative Services Division. On 5/2/2026 at 5:55 in the morning, the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office responded to 4774 New Walkertown Road in reference to a shooting. Upon arrival, deputies located a juvenile in his bed with gunshot wounds. They also located the juvenile's dog deceased on the bedroom floor. Life-saving measures were attempted but were unsuccessful, and the juvenile succumbed to his injuries. Multiple interviews were conducted and witnesses provided a suspect vehicle. With the collaboration of the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office Real-Time Intelligence Center and the Winston-Salem Police Department, we were able to identify the vehicle. Through law enforcement databases, we were able to connect the car to the suspect, John Fowler. A search warrant was conducted where John Fowler resides and on a vehicle he is known to operate. During the search, evidence was located at the scene that Richland County Sheriff's Office Forensic Lab was able to match to the evidence located at 4774 New Walkertown Road. John Fowler previously resided at the 4774 New Walkertown Road address and had intimate knowledge of where the victim's bedroom was. As a result of this investigation, John Fowler is being charged with felony general murder and felony cruelty to animals. Although charges have been obtained, this is an investigation that is still ongoing and active. At this time, I'm turning the press conference over to Sheriff Kimbrough.
First of all, let me say good morning. I appreciate you all being here. It's truly a pleasure to be a part of such an agency, to be a part of such a community that works together. First of all, I want to thank my partners in collaboration in this. I want to thank Mr. Jim O'Neill. I want to thank Chief Penn from the Winston-Salem Police Department. I want to thank the Crime Lab. I want to thank the community for what they've done here, bring a conclusion and bring a successful conclusion to this. I say that because while our community mourns this morning and a family is preparing to lay to rest one of their loved ones on Saturday, we are happy to have obtained the arrest warrant for felony murder as well as cruelty to animals. This not would have been possible without the collaboration and the work of all the men and women of the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, the District Attorney's Office, Mr. O'Neill's office, Chief Penn. This is a true testament of what collaboration does. It's a true testament of what the technology that we possess in this community and how we're able to bring successful conclusions. And I just want to thank everybody in this room because without you all, we would not have come to this place and this point. So what I'd like to do now is, Chief, I'd like for you to come up because of your partnership and your team, we're here and I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good morning, Sheriff. I appreciate you thanking us for our part, but it's unnecessary. This wasn't a tragedy in the county. This was a tragedy in our community, so we'll always be there to help on this matter. I would, however, like to commend all of the work at the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office and the Winston-Salem Police Department. You may not have felt it, and maybe some in the community may not have felt it, but this was a quick conclusion to a complex case. In the age of instant information, sometimes we have to remind one another that although making an arrest is a goal, it's not the goal. The goal is successful prosecution and bringing justice to our community. When we bring these cases to our district attorney, Jim O'Neill, we only have one shot at this. So we have to get it right. So I share your appreciation to the media as well as our community, and understanding that we're trying to get it right. We're trying to do it right. So thank you. And now I'll bring our other partner in crime fighting, District Attorney Jim O'Neill.
Thank you, Chief. You know, this is not a day for celebration, because as the sheriff pointed out, a family's getting ready to bury their 16-year-old, a 16-year-old who's doing nothing more than laying in bed with his dog. Same thing many of us do in this community, many of our kids do in this community. Senseless, of course, is the first word that comes to mind when you think about a case like this. Mr. Livingston, by all accounts, was a heck of an athlete, and his life's been snatched away, just senselessly. And so I want the community to know that the minute something like this happens, you know, we're just blessed in Winston-Salem, Forsyth County. We are blessed that we've got a sheriff and a police chief that collaborate, work together. They call me at all hours of the night, which is fantastic. But the fact that all these partners, law enforcement partners, can get together and help each other out, that's not the way it is in all counties in North Carolina, I can assure you. But it's unique here in Forsyth County. We mourn the loss of Mr. Livingston. We pray for his family that they can get closure as the case moves along. But I want to remind everybody, we are blessed to have such great law enforcement and great partners here in Forsyth County. Thank you.
So as we said, we will answer limited questions. Those questions, we're going to be restricted by what we can say and what we cannot say. But we will attempt to give you what we can give you. And again, I just want to thank you all for your patience, you know, because a lot of times people jump to a conclusion, why this, why that. And as Chief Penn said, the end goal is a successful prosecution. And sometimes all that you know is not all that is known, and we have to wait till we know all that is known. Yes, ma'am.
Can you expand at all on the relationship between John Fowler and the family? If he used to reside at the same house, how did they know each other?
Here's what I will tell you. I don't know exactly all the details of that, and to me, I think there may be some relevance. However, we still have the loss of a young man. You know, why he did it, the motive, does not change the outcome, and that'll be something that they discuss across the street in the courtroom as to the relationships, the who, the what. Our job was to identify the person that did this to the animal, the cruelty to the animals, and took this man's life. Yes, sir, I saw your hand.
Thank you for your time today. Sheriff.
Thank you.
I did have one question. You had already touched on that Fowler is being charged with a murder charge in case. Well, this was called a complex case. Why exactly did it take so long for this murder charge to be brought?
Here's what I said. You know, most people looking at 48 hours, you know, television series, to think that a case is going to be resolved in 48 hours. As Chief Penn said, we only get one shot at this. A lot of times we know what we're doing. We have to be methodical in what we're doing when we're investigating a case of this magnitude. And there are a lot of things that we may know, a lot of things that we may speculate, but until we can prove it, that's why, and we were not in a rush. We're not in a rush to solve a case. What we're doing is to bring clear, concise evidence that's irrefutable to be able to get a successful prosecution. And as a result of that, I stand here today with a felony warrant for murder and cruelty to animals. And at the end of the day, the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, the Winston-Salem Police Department, and all those law enforcement agencies, we have done what the people required of us. We've exceeded that.
At the time that this happened, this was the third juvenile
You know, that's a very good question. You probably not going to like my answer. You probably not. The police department, the sheriff's offices across this country, we do what we are mandated to do by law. I would love to have the funding to go out into the community and assist parents in giving moral compass. A lot of the things that I see, this is my personal opinion, I think some of the things that I have seen and I see, it lacks what we need to do as a community and how we are rearing our children. I'm not trying to tell you how to raise your kids because you may not raise them like I raised mine, but they have to have a moral compass. They have to have emotional intelligence. We have to have a place where you just don't kill somebody in the middle of the night because of A, B, and C. You just don't pull a gun and take someone's life because at the end of the day, you're taking something that you cannot give back. You cannot give back. And so to me, this is a greater issue. This is a greater issue. And as I said when we first released the press release, this is one of those times that caused me to question the morality of our society, where we kill a dog and a child in the middle of the night. And so to me, as a community, we should look inwardly and see how can we change the narrative. As you said, these are young, don't even know what life is about. Prominent high school football player, probably would have been playing in someone's school Division I. Excellent athlete. But now his family is preparing to lay him to rest Saturday. Yes, sir.
Thank you for your time. Again,
Appreciate you.
Just a clarification question. You said that Mr. Fowler knew intimate details of Jayden Livingston's room. Just for clarification, does that mean that he entered the residence inside the home and then shot Mr. Livingston and his dog?
Here's what I will tell you, because I will be getting into the case if I start talking about where he was in the house. I'm going to stay away from that. While we know the answer to that, trust me, I can't get into it because I will be getting into the evidence of the case, and I'll be way out of bounds to do that. So I'm going to stay away from that. Yes, sir.
I do have an additional question. Court documents that WXII has obtained show that Fowler does have previous charges from an incident that happened in December and October, including a felony breaking and entering, false imprisonment, assault, penal, etc. Considering how seriously Forsyth County takes these kinds of charges, is there any concern that he shouldn't have been released before the shooting happened?
Here's what I will tell you, right? I do what we do over here as it relates to the particulars of it. I don't know them without having to examine them. I don't know what took place, why he was released. I have no idea about why he was. I don't even say his name. I refuse to say his name. What I can tell you is that where he's at now, he won't hurt no one else. He won't. Yes, ma'am.
I want to go back to that initial press release that you put out and quotes that you made that was very poignant. In my opinion, you used the word monster.
I
You said
did.
the monster is among us. Can you expand on what you meant by that and why you used that terminology to describe this situation?
Yeah, I can. I have a very extensive vocabulary. My mother and my public education and saw to that. And that was the word that came to my mind. I was looking for one more descriptive. I probably would have used some adjectives in front of that, those that know me. But what I saw, what I know, there was monster-like behavior. And I'll say it again, and I won't retract it. And I meant it. And if I offended someone for saying it, I don't apologize for it. Yes.
Do we know how he got into the home?
I never said he went in the home. What I said was I won't discuss the evidence of the particulars of it, because if I do, I'll be getting into the case. Yes, ma'am.
Are we anticipating any more charges being filed?
What I'll do on that one is the investigation is ongoing, and as it unfolds, there may be some more charges. What I would tell you is that even though we have these charges, the felony murder and the felony cruelty to animals, There's going to be an ongoing investigation. We're going to take this across the finish line. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to clarify, you are able to say that this was Jayden Livingston's house. He was at home at the time that he was killed.
Factual.
Okay. My next follow-up question, I just wanted to kind of touch on this really quickly. Would you say that in our community that there is a desensitization, that the youth have been desensitized to guns and to gun violence?
I won't say our youth, I will say our entire community has been desensitized, right? We have become acceptance to this behavior. That's just my opinion. You know, the more frequency something happens, the more it doesn't startle you as much. But for those of us that sit in this room that see it firsthand, you know, it's different reading about it than being able to smell the facts versus reading the facts. There's a difference. Versus reading the description versus seeing them. These images that these men and women see, they'll live with it the rest of their life. I think that many times we have become desensitized to what's happening. And that is why there has to be a ringing of the bell where the community has to galvanize and wake up everybody. Time to think a new way, do a new way, as the songwriter said. You know, we've got to do better as a community collectively. All of us have a role. And as Chief said, I love what he said, and I'm probably going to steal that. We'll borrow that, is a better word, is that crime didn't happen in the county. It happened in our community. That's strong, because the whole community grieved as a result of that. When something happens in the city, the people in the county are affected by it. When something happens in the county, the people in the city are affected by it. This is one community. This is one community. We are tied together, and all of us have a responsibility, whether it's our schools, whether it's our police departments, whether it's our sheriff's office, whether it's Mr. O'Neill's office. We all have a say in this, because this is our community, period. I appreciate you all. Yes, ma'am, I'm gonna give it to you. You're gonna be the last one.
Real quick.
Sure.
Those 4 charges of discharging a firearm from a moving vehicle that were initially filed, do all of those still stand?
Yes.
So these are added on.
So there's six charges total.
I don't know if it was from a moving vehicle, but occupied dwelling. Yeah. I was going to say, that's a new charge out again, but occupied dwelling. But again, I want to thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all. You all shape the community on how you report. And I appreciate the work that you do. I do. Keep them informed and keep them on the toes. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Love you all. Take care.